Hi, welcome back. This is Heather, and this is trauma-informed yoga for low back and hip maintenance and pain management, or tension and stress. So if you've got some low back pain or some hip pain, I think you'll find a couple of ways to manage that and mitigate it. And if you are prone to some back and hip pain or tension, a lot of folks, myself included, manage our pain and sort of hold on to it in the low back. So these are some go-to ways to just help you relax that area, manage the stress, and keep yourself in the best health possible. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you my favorite trick for alleviating low back pain almost immediately. And it's helped me many times. I have a real talent for getting myself into some pretty good low back pain. So I'm a bit of an expert. I say that as far as just personally, and I am not a chiropractor or a physical therapist, but I do use a lot of these stretches to help myself maintain a pretty good track record of back health. So as always, please listen to your own body with any of these shapes or movements. If anything feels like it's off or causing pain, then by all means stop right away and either move on to another movement or call it a day. Listen to what you are feeling in every single moment, because I can't feel what's going on for you. I can only suggest a few nice ways to offer some relief to back and hip pain. We did necks and shoulders in another video. So here we go. We're going to spend most of this video on our mat on our back, and so that's where we'll get started. So if you have a yoga mat, terrific, that'll be super helpful. Or maybe you are on a towel or blanket or just a nice comfy rug, that's fine. Have on some comfy clothes, but this could be jeans and a t-shirt, so you don't need to go get fancy yoga gear. Anything will be fine. None of the movements we're going to do require you to have a yoga outfit on. So by all means, just as you are, let's get started. So coming onto your back in any way, what I want you to do is first make sure that your feet are flat and your knees are bent, and slowly bring yourself down however that feels right for today, so that you're on your back. And keep those knees bent to start off with, because it really does feel a lot better on your back. Just take a moment to quiet your mind just a little bit. And just taking stock of how supported you are by the floor that you're on, that the towel or blanket or carpet that you're on is comfortable and you're supported, and you can do this practice without any worry. We're going to just kind of walk the feet out to the edge of the yoga mat, or about shoulder distance apart. And once the outside edge of your feet they are shoulder width apart, or at the edge of your towel or yoga mat, gently let the knees come towards each other and support one another. This is a nice way to offer some internal rotation to your hips, which is something we don't do very often. And just take a few deep breaths here. Let all the tension that you can find with just a quick scan of the back. Try to loosen any tension that you're holding on to. And then let's turn the palms over and slowly bring the arms up into a T. We're going to separate the knees again and keep the feet where they are. Very slowly, we're going to control this movement and let the knees sort of come on over to the right side. If you'd like, you might notice some stretching at the top of the leg on the left side. That is totally normal, and we are stretching out an area that gets very, very shortened from sitting for a long time. So let's take our time and then slowly bring the legs back up to the starting position and then over to the left side. So you might want to notice, or just see if you notice, a little bit of stretching sensation at the top of the right thigh. Take a deep breath here. And as you exhale, bring those knees back up and then over to the right again. Don't worry too much about whether you're inhaling or exhaling at the right time. It's really not anything to get too concerned about. You can attach some breathing to your movement, but it really doesn't matter if you're inhaling or exhaling as you move. Don't worry about it. Just wherever you exhale, see if you can allow the gravity to just pull your extremities a little bit heavier so that they're helping you to stretch out. Let's go one more time over to the other side, nice and slow. Control this movement. Don't let it get away from you if you can. Then just gently bringing those knees side to side. And maybe noticing that you can stretch a little bit more than when we started. Great. And let's come back to the center. And again, we're going to toe heel those feet right back into the center of the mat. Bring your hands back down to your sides, and let's one knee at a time pull that knee in towards the chest, and then get the other knee in towards the chest. Great. And now I've got both of my hands on my knees, and we're going to keep those knees together and just make some little circles in one direction. So this, as you may have noticed, is a nice little way to massage the low back. And you can do this anytime. Great. Just keep going in one direction. Maybe one more time. Every time I say one direction, it makes me think of that band. And let's go the other way. Great. Circles going in the other direction. Nice big circles. Maybe noticing some pressure on the low back. Should feel good. If it doesn't, reevaluate. And let's take one more circle and come back to stillness. We're going to let the knees come away from each other a little bit and start to make individual circles in one direction. There they are again. And really just moving the knees to assist a little bit of blood flow to the hips so we can start to stretch and strengthen. Let's change direction. So whichever way you were making those little circles before, now you're going the opposite way. Great, and come to stillness again. Perfect. All right, we're gonna put our hands behind the back of the legs and assist the legs down, maybe offering a little bit of support as those feet come back down onto the mat. Excellent. All right. We are going to really stretch out the whole length of the spine. I'm going to take one leg and stretch it out, and then the other one. Notice that the low back comes up off of the floor a little bit. That is fine.
Go ahead and let that curve. Don't try to flatten it or anything like that. And then we're going to lift the arms up overhead and reach them right over to the top of the mat or towel. And let's interlace the fingers. And you'll notice that your biceps are right by your ears. All right, if we push the heels away, you may notice some sensation in the back of the legs, sort of activating those muscles. And the hamstrings are where we can hold a lot of tension and tightness. So we're going to start to ask those hamstrings to wake up a little bit. So we're going to take a big deep breath in and start to push those heels away and push the knuckles away. We can feel the biceps start to squeeze the ears. Pressing, pressing, pushing, pushing. Great job. Hang on to that. And then as you exhale, slowly release the tension and land back down. Excellent. Really good. All the air is exhaled. And then let's inhale again. Activate the back of the legs by pressing the heels away. Push the knuckles away. Big inhale. And exhale. You're doing a great job. Let's try that again. Big inhale, press the knuckles away, press the heels. Like you could make a footprint on the wall with your feet. Press those knuckles away, squeeze the whole head with your biceps. Good, inhale, hold it for a moment, and then exhale again. Great work. Wonderful. All right, we're going to stay in this shape and offer a little bit more of a stretch to the sides by using the right hand to take a hold of the left wrist and taking the left leg and crossing the left ankle over the right ankle. As we inhale, we're going to pull the arm away, that left arm away, and really lengthen as much as we can. Big inhale here. And then as we exhale, we're going to kind of curve over to the right. So the right foot's going to pull the left foot over, and the right arm is going to pull the left arm over. Great. Lots of sensation possible on the left side. Maybe you feel something, maybe you don't. Don't worry, either way, you're still getting the benefit of this. So big inhale to stretch. Big exhale. One more big inhale to stretch. Hold it for a moment, and then exhale, come on back to the center. Slowly take your time and uncross the ankles. And now we're going to switch hands. So the left hand is going to gently hold on to the right wrist, and the right leg is going to come up and cross over the left ankle. Terrific. Settle in for a moment. Big inhale. We're going to lengthen, pulling that right arm up. And then as we exhale, we're going to pull the right leg over a little bit with the left. So C curve over to the left. Excellent job. You got this. Exhale. Don't do anything that doesn't feel like it's a good stretch. I got to adjust there a little bit. I went a little too far. So make adjustments, okay, as needs be. Inhale, big, big full breath. Exhale. Maybe there's a little more stretch. One more big inhale, lengthen. If you want, see what that feels like in a stretch on the right side, and then let it go. Come on back to the center. Ooh, I had to make an adjustment there. It was a little too much stretch for me. So uncross the ankles, rainbow the arms back down onto your side. Great. Alrighty. Whew, I feel a little taller already. So let's bring those feet back to a flat place on our mat, and let's kind of walk those heels as close to the bottom of your leg as you can. So on the back side of your legs, you're going to walk those heels. I can almost touch them with my fingers. Great job. And we're going to feel those feet. Really maybe pick up the heels for a moment and feel underneath the ball of your foot there, underneath your big toe and your little toe. And then set the heel back down. And notice you've got a nice big platform in the feet. And that's where we're going to apply some pressure. So first thing we're going to do is notice that lordotic curve. So we're going to start with each little movement here and go through them and then come to this nice breathing sort of flow that gets the spine moving in every direction from top to bottom, all right? So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to move my arms so you can see my back, but you can keep your arms down by the side, whatever's comfortable for you. But we're going to take a big inhale and sort of let that lordotic curve, that low back curve, become a little bit more pronounced as we fill the torso with some air. Maybe pressing into the pressing into the tailbone a little bit and pressing into the shoulder blades. Then as you exhale, flatten the spine onto the mat all the way. Whole spine is flat. And maybe start to tip the hips a little bit towards the ceiling. We're not lifting up yet, just flattening the back as flat as we can. All the air comes out. Press the belly button down into the spine. Now, if you'd like, come on back to that curve again. Big inhale. My back is coming off the mat. And then slowly exhale, flatten the back. And if you can, press the center of your back into the mat and notice the hips start to lift a little bit. Great job. One more time. Big inhale. Curl the back. Let it become like a C curve. Fill up with air. Beautiful. And then flatten the back. Flatten that spine. Notice that the hips start to tip up and keep going with that. Press into the feet and just lift the hips a little bit off the mat. Okay? Great job. Lower it down. Excellent. Bring the legs in towards the spine. In towards the chest and give a little hug. Flatten that spine. Great job. Slowly let the legs come back down. Feet are going to be flat. Great. Inhale. Let that spine come up. Lift up a little bit. Great job. And exhale. Bring it down. Bring those knees in for a hug. Beautiful. So we're going back and forth between flexion and extension here in the leg. Now we're going to make it a little bit more. So this time we're going to inhale, lift the hips up and bring the arms up overhead. Excellent job. Great. And then as we exhale, lower the spine down, bring the knees in, and give a hug. There's your exhale. Push all the air out of the body. Inhale. Arms overhead. Lift the hips up. Maybe a gentle smile. You got this. Exhale. Bring the spine back down. Knees in. Ooh, you might feel some crunching or cracking. That's okay. Inhale. Lift up to this bridge type shape. And then exhale. Good. Last one. Starting that inhale. Lifting up last time into that bridge. Great job. And then exhale all the way down and pull those knees in. This time, let's just rock side to side, keeping those knees together. Perfect. All right, since we're going side to side here, we're going to do a spinal twist, a nice gentle one. So here's what we're going to do. This is going to be just the first one. We're going to roll all the way over onto the left side. Hands are with us. I'm going to scooch myself back a little bit so you can see me. So we're just curled up as if we were side sleeping. Might not be terribly comfortable on the neck, but we'll take care of that. When we do our first spinal twist, using the legs as the twisting action can be a little too much because they're heavy, much heavier than the arms. So we're going to start this twist with the arms. So let's straighten the arms out over to the left. Left arm is on the bottom. And let's peel away the right arm and bring it up and over, going all the way over to the right side. Now, we're endeavoring to have this right shoulder land on the floor, if possible. If it's not there, adjust your legs any way that you need to, and then look over to your right hand. Adjust the shoulders as much as you need. And let's have that little spinal twist. I'm going to look over here to my left because I want you to be able to hear my voice. And you may want to take your left hand and reach down and grab that right knee and pull it up and over a little bit. As long as that right shoulder can stay on the floor, that's fine. It's a great movement. But if it's too much, just stay with the initial twist and make any changes or adjustments you need to. Take a big deep breath here. Imagine filling every inch of your torso with air. And then slowly exhaling it. One more breath, because these twists are fantastic for your back. And let it go again. All right, if you were holding on to that right knee, let it go. Left arm comes out. We're going to start to peel that right arm back up and over. Great. Excellent. And bring those hands in nice and close. If you'd like, you can reach down and get those knees again and roll yourself over to the left side. I'm going to take an extra step and kind of turn myself over so I can still talk to you. But you can stay where you were, just rolled over onto the left side. As such. All right, so here we are on the left side, and we are going to extend those arms out. And lift that top arm up and over, all the way. Nice job. Great. Ooh, feels nice. You may notice a little bit of difference from one side to the other. That's fine, no worries. Don't judge it, just notice. And the objective is to get that shoulder, that opposite shoulder, down onto the ground. So both shoulders are on the mat. Turn your head and look away from your legs. And if you'd like, you can take your arm and reach down for that top knee and pull it up and over. Just adding a little bit of extra pull and stretch to that top leg. Great, take a deep breath. Try and fill your entire torso with air. And then exhale. One more big deep breath. And let it go. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, arm comes back out, and we're going to slowly peel that moving arm back over so that we are curled up on that second side. Bring the hands in and very gently, slowly roll back onto your back. Wonderful. And kind of scoot yourself over so that you're back onto your mat in the way that works for you. Beautiful. Great job. We are doing some nice work for our backs. I'm really proud of you. Let's see. The next stretch that we're going to do is a little bit complicated, and the best way for me to show it to you is to turn myself this way, okay? So I want to double check and make sure you can see me. Excellent. But you're going to stay on your mat in the way that was best for you to be able to see what I'm doing. And if you'd like, you can sit up first and watch if you've never done this figure 4 stretch before, okay? Many of you may have done it. So knees are bent, feet are flat. We're going to start on the right side. So I'm going to take my right foot and cross it at my left knee, but not right on my knee, a little bit further down, right under my knee. So I'm got my right leg making like a figure 4 with my left leg. My right hand is going to come to this space in between my legs where there's that space, and then my left hand is going to come onto the left side of my left leg. Now we're going to lift our head and shoulders up, and our objective is to pull the left leg in towards our chest and reset the head and shoulders down. If that is not accessible to you today, it's fine to go and get up and get a prop like a towel or a belt or a tie or a scarf or anything, and thread that through and let that help you. You can also grab onto your pants, especially if you don't have particularly stretchy pants, so a pair of jeans, but even some yoga pants will be fine, so you can pull onto the sides like this. And you've got 2 options if you're going to be using your hands. You can go behind like this, or all the way to the back, the front of the shin on the left leg. So depending on your flexibility, again, we're either using a prop, something like a towel or a scarf, or we're grabbing onto the pants to pull, that's great, or our hands are clasped behind the left thigh, or for the most flexible, the shin of the left leg. Now, there's often a tendency to lean over towards the knee that is bent and in front. So right now, that's my right knee. So I'm gonna make sure, one of the things I do is I notice my spine and making sure that I have equal distribution of weight on both sides of my spine. So that may mean I have to kind of move a little bit over to the left, but that's a great way to gauge if you are nice and even. And there may already be a lot of stretching going on, and that's fine. If you're gonna stay right here for the next couple of moments and breaths, then let's get started and take a nice deep breath. And exhale it out. If you'd like to add a little more intensity, you'll notice that my right elbow is near my right knee, and as I pull my left leg in, I can press my right knee out with my right elbow, creating a little bit of tension, a little bit of traction. So that is a nice way to make that a little bit more of an intense stretch. I can also bring my focus to my tailbone and press my tailbone down into the mat. And take a breath. So any adding of those 2 additional movements is going to make this a little bit more of an intense stretch. You can do one or both, pressing the knee out and pressing the tailbone down. Now you can hang on to those or relax them, and we're going to straighten out that left leg. So wherever you are, either with your prop or holding your pants, we're going to straighten that left leg and press the foot, the left foot, press it into the ceiling like you're making a footprint. Great. And then let's pull that left leg back a little bit, getting those hamstrings. Excellent. Press that heel up towards the ceiling. Come on. Good job. Lovely. And when you're done, go ahead and bend that knee back down and bring the left foot to the floor. We're going to keep the right leg where it is and bring the arms out in a T again. We're going to do that spinal twist again, but this time it's going to be a little bit deeper. So we've got the right foot up in the air, and we're going to let the legs drop off to the left side so that the right foot lands flat. We want both shoulders on the mat, and make any adjustments you need to. So maybe you'll need to bring the legs down a little bit, or maybe you can bring them up a little bit, and we're going to look to the right. So legs are off to the left, and we're looking off to the right. Palms are face up, thumbs are pointing away from our feet. Take a big deep breath here. Fill every inch of your torso. Take your time. Hold it for a moment and exhale. Relax the neck, shoulders, chest, hips, everything down onto the floor. Let's inhale one more time. And as you exhale, bring your, as you exhale, bring your right arm back over and give yourself a little bit of support as you roll that left foot so that everything comes back to the center. Alrighty, we want to help those legs along because they're pretty heavy, and using just the back could be a little dangerous. Alright, let's put that right foot down, and then the left foot is going to come up and cross right below that right knee. Great job. If you've got your prop and you're going to use that, go ahead, but this left arm is going to come in between the right and left thigh, and the right arm is going to come to the outside of the right leg. Again, lots of options here. We're going to lift the head and shoulders, and if we've got our little towel or something, we're going to use that. We might be grabbing onto the pant leg again, or interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh, or in front of the right shin. So you may need to lift your head and shoulders to get there, and then gently put them back down. Next, we're going to check that spine, right? Making sure that we have equal distribution of weight and we're not leaning over to the left. Great job. You can always adjust your foot if it's going up onto the knee a little bit. And this may be where we hang out, which would be totally fine. It's a great spot to hang out. Whew, take a breath. Bring the shoulders back a little bit. And anywhere that you're sensing some tension, just go ahead and relax. If we want to add a little intensity, we'll notice that that left elbow is near that left knee. Go ahead and apply some gentle pressure and just push that knee out. And then also you can bring your attention to your tailbone and press that tailbone down. Take a deep breath here. Might be a lot of spiciness going on. One more big deep breath. And as you exhale, straighten that right leg up and activate the back of that leg by pressing the heel into the ceiling. You got it. Good job. Yeah, it's a lot going on. Excellent work. Come on, press that foot into the ceiling. Perfect work. Great job. Low back is loving this. And then slowly bend the right knee. And gently guide that right foot back down onto the floor, keeping the left leg where it is. Arms out in a T, and very slowly we're going to let that left leg come on down. We're rotating over to the right, and see if you can get that left foot flat. Now I have to make adjustments here because I'm not quite as flexible on my left side, so I'm letting my legs kind of move down a little bit, and then I'm going to look to the left. So legs are over to the right side, I'm looking to the left, and we're going to use our breath. Big inhale. And exhale. Big inhale. And exhale. A little bit of foot slippage there, so you might have seen that. We're going to reach over with the left leg, offer some support. Reach over with the left arm to the left leg, offer some support, and use the right foot to roll everything back to center. Great job. And then bring that left foot back down onto the floor. Wonderful. Great job. You've been doing excellent. Whew. I'm going to get myself back onto the mat. And we've been doing a really nice job and doing some hard work and giving that low back some lovely rest and relaxation, a little supported stretching. Beautiful job. To finish up, let's straighten out those legs. Bring the arms up overhead. And one more time, give a nice long stretch. So pulling those arms up, pressing the feet away towards the wall that's away from you, maybe even stretching so much that we're squeezing the ears with the biceps, and then letting that go. Rainbowing those arms back down and making some circles with the ankles. Feet going in one direction and then the other. And bring those knees back up, roll over to one side, and use the strength of your arms to bring yourself back up onto your mat in a comfortable seated position. Now I promised you my secret for alleviating low back pain almost instantly. So we're going to take care of that. We're going to have to get up and move over to a space where you have a flat wall. So I'm going to move the camera, bear with me, forward a little bit. There we go. Okay. So anywhere where you've got a nice flat wall, if you're in back pain when you're doing this, take all precautions and move nice and slowly. You're going to come down and get yourself as close to the wall as possible on one side. So if your back pain is particular to one side or the other, then you'll want to scooch up on closer on the side that isn't hurting, because that will make it a little bit easier to get into this shape. So what we're going to do, what we're endeavoring to do, is get our legs up the wall. So as we lower ourselves down, nice and slowly,
We're gonna bring the legs up and turn so that the legs are fully supported by the wall. If you find that there's a lot of space in between the back of your legs and the wall, you can sort of use your elbows and shoulders to sort of scooch up. And it may be worth taking the time to put a mat down close to the wall if you're on a hardwood floor like this, so that you've got a little traction. But this is the way that you want to spend some time if you are in acute low back pain, or even if you know that you are prone to it. This is a terrific thing to do maybe once or twice a week, even if you're not in pain. I do it just about every day, particularly after I do exercise or any type of yard work where I'm using my back. Yard work, we should be using our legs, but oftentimes we use our back. And so anything where you think you might be straining, if you're bike riding, running, walking, hiking, when you get back, take a few moments to just hang out in this position. You may want to get a phone or a book or talk to a friend or loved one, maybe watch some TV if there's something that's easily accessible, but you don't want to get into any weird contortions, with your neck or your shoulders. Mostly you just want to stay in this position, maybe 5, 10, even 15 minutes. A few things to notice is to relax the kneecaps. So often when we get into this position, there's a temptation to flatten the legs and engage the kneecaps. And then you have turn on the quads, and we want to just leave everything as flexible, as gentle, as disengaged as possible. You'll notice right away that your low back is thanking you for this. Feels really, really good. And the weight of your legs is pushing into the hips, taking your low back completely out of the situation. So really, really lovely, very nice way to relax and mitigate any type of low back pain. Now, the way to get out of this is also sort of fun, and you want to do it slowly and carefully. We're going to bend the knees and roll over to one side. Okay, do that gently. You may even want to offer some support with your hands as you get to about here, and take it nice and slow. Engage the core. Then use the strength of your arms to press yourself up. Okay, sound good? Whew. All right, now you know my super secret shape for helping the low back feel terrific almost all the time. I hope that this was helpful and that you enjoyed a few things to help keep your low back in good shape and to mitigate any tension or stress you might feel from sitting a lot or doing any work that tweaked your low back. These are great exercises to do anytime. So take care and be well.